Hey, what's up out there? It's the Relentless Hope Podcast. David Cravens with my beautiful,
Don't do it.
savage guns, Jahnna Cravens.
What's up, everybody?
Get the guns on this girl.
Would you shut up?
People always coming up going, "You work out?" I go, "Yeah." They go, "Not you, fat boy." Talking about her. But no, I'm very blessed. So we're here today. We're excited in sunny Southwest Florida. We've been so excited about this. Has been a little bit of time coming. We've been talking about it. But the guest we got today, I know Jahnna's been counting down the days.
Super excited.
Because she's finally got a female in the place. Besides Miss Diana on the controls.
Like my
You
little
know
D.
who's there. D's over there. But, and Eddy, our guest, you guys might know him as Raw Servant. He's been in the music game for a while. I've followed him since early 2000s, and he's had some success, you know, songs on ESPN, be so much. But not only that, he's got his wife with him, and they are a power couple. And you guys know we're into power couples. So let me introduce Eddy Puyol.
What up, what up,
Am I
what up?
bilingual?
Bang, bang.
And his wife. Go ahead and introduce your beautiful wife
Corinne.
there.
It's my lovely bride, Corinne Puyol, who
Come
I
on,
love
Corinne.
so
Yeah.
much. She is the sexy, the sweet, the beautiful,
I don't know
the
about
brave,
the guns.
the
I don't know about the
courageous,
guns. That's right. I'm gonna get you.
We're
there.
getting you to the guns.
the slim, the fantastically awesome partner of mine that
That's
I just
right.
love dearly.
Oh,
So
Man.
I'm so glad to have my bride with me.
Yes, and
Yes.
that's what we're all about at the Relentless Hope Podcast. The music thing is awesome, bro. I mean,
Oh,
like I said,
100.
I've looked up to you in ways, even though I'm older than you. But we kind of started doing music. You were what? How old was you when you started doing it?
No, I was in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been rapping.
Well, I
mean,
started at 11.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
yeah.
because I seen a video. What we watched it the other day. And I was
That
like,
was
that's
so
him when he was
cute.
11, which is awesome that you
You
still
still
have
have
that.
that.
Yeah,
You know what
shout
I mean?
out to my mom.
Yeah,
Mama, I
Mom.
love you. You already know.
Bang
You know,
bang.
That's right.
But
yeah.
and then but when you got into the music, it was kind of back like when CHH Christian hip hop was illegal, right? I mean, you had to be careful what churches you were going to.
yeah,
You were sending
caution
people
tape,
to
bro.
hell,
You
right?
You couldn't walk in, man.
Right.
People were nervous. Hey,
So-
what you gonna do?
Share a little bit about that, like where you started, how you got into it, and what your goal was on that, and all that good stuff.
Well, for sure. When I was 11, I walked into a non-denominational church with my mom. Her and I rolled through, and I see 3 dudes on stage rapping, and I looked at my mom going, hey, I want to do that.
Right.
And she goes, wait, you want to rap? I go, yeah. So she goes, for real? Okay. So she brought me to the momager of the group and said, my son wants to rap. Next thing I know, I'm on stage with these dudes, and we're touring in Florida, having a good time.
What a cool mom, right?
Right. And little by little, you
Awesome.
know, just kept on getting into the game. Of course, I'm a product of hip hop, being
Right.
born when hip hop actually became worldwide in
Right.
'79. So I kind of
Right.
grew up with hip hop,
Right.
you know. So I'm just thankful that I was able to have my roots sowed in early,
Mhm.
got a hold of the game. Of course, mom and dad raised me up on all sorts of music, so
Right.
I'm not just a hip
No,
hop. Like I
no,
like
no.
Sade,
I mean,
Barry White,
Sing,
Marvin Gaye,
bro,
Ozzy
you can
Brothers,
sing.
Celia Cruz. You know,
Yeah.
like we dig music. You
Yeah.
know, I
Right.
still remember mom having the Michael Jackson record, you know what I mean,
Right.
on vinyl back in the
The
days,
vinyl.
and Lionel Richie's All Night Long, the joint where he
All
posed
night
on the chair, you know what I mean?
long.
Oh yeah, and Penny Lover,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
So you're
so stylistically, you know, I fare to hip hop, but the sound is bigger, you know what I mean?
Well, you
So-
can do. I mean, man, just listening to your stuff over the years, you know, knowing when I was in the same game if I wasn't locked up,
Right.
but you know what I mean, or I wasn't being crazy. But so I would always peep something, and this is back before the internet.
Mhm.
Like you kind of had to know what was going on,
Oh, yeah.
or you had to be
Oh,
in
you
a
had
Christian.
to find MySpace.
Yeah, well, yeah, MySpace and Tom's still one of my good friends. I'm just kidding, but you know, or you would go in a Christian bookstore and hopefully they had
Right,
something
right.
that wasn't local or
Right.
whatever, you know. So I remember, you know, seeing your stuff, and I'm like, and I was living in Illinois. I'm from up north, and I remember these dudes down in Florida, man. Like, man, I gotta go to Florida and do this
Mhm.
because where I was from, I was like the rapper. You know what I mean? Like there was some other dudes doing it, but there wasn't a lot of faith-based
Right.
music, you know. So I would hear your guys' stuff and I'd be like, man, dude. Even Jacob Israel back then on
Mhm.
MySpace,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you on MySpace. I
Oh, yeah.
remember like
Oh yeah.
when you're talking about it, I'd be like, man, these guys are, man, killing it. You know what I
Shout
mean?
out to Iz. What up? What
Yeah.
up, though?
Trey 39
Yeah,
Lashes Media, good buddy of
Bang
mine.
bang.
Right
But
now.
and so you started when
We was in the thick of it.
There wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
you were a
Pioneer.
and I mean,
in a
you're
lot
my
of
boy,
senses.
and we got to spend some time with you guys yesterday, which was amazing. So, you know, people will say, well, that's your boy. You're saying that, but that's not why I'm saying. I'm saying that because there's so many things on the behind the scenes that I know from being in the game for a while.
Oh yeah.
That you kicked the door down. I personally, this is me personally, and anybody who wants to question me, we can talk about that too. But I don't think you get the credit for it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things, dude, that you've done that was way ahead of the game. I mean, we can go into the winter jams, and we'd be here all day talking about that.
Nah, 100. I appreciate that.
But I think there's a lot of things, and I told her, you know, when we were talking about getting you on and stuff, and I was just telling a little bit of past, I was like, dude, he had songs on TV that people didn't even know. He wasn't even getting the recognition from the Christian rap world that he should. And I'm like, dude, that dude's a Christian rapper.
Wow.
And his songs on, you know what I mean? So I'm giving you your flowers
Appreciate
if nobody
that,
else wants to or
Much
not.
love.
You know what I mean? So you was an innovator in ways that I feel. I think all Christian rappers of today should have to go down. And you know how like people give Tupac and they
Old
give
school.
you know they give
Right.
all the other people their
Yeah.
props. Christian rappers are the worst to do it. The worst. I'm
Well,
sorry, man. Worst to do it.
It's hard to go back in time sometimes.
Yeah.
And for me, see, I'm a product of that because I was raised by mom and dad playing me old school records.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I pay homage to the music before me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I still have that in me. And then just a respect the elders thing. I've always, you know, kind of kept older dudes in my circle, you know, youngers and older at the same time, because you learn a lot from the older
That's
while
right.
you're passing on to
Right.
the younger.
So true.
Right.
You know, so for me, when I came into the game, I wanted to spark something different.
Right.
So at first I came with like this Dirty South kind of thing
Right.
and having fun with
What
I'm a
you
soldier
knew, what you knew,
and
right, yeah.
Shake Something.
Yeah,
and
that
then all of
was
a
the
sudden in 06, I had a little bit of a heart change because as I was touring and going around to different churches, basically begging, hey, can I come rock for your
For
youth
free.
group?
I'll
You know what I
pay
mean?
to come there.
Hey, I'll come for a love offering
Yeah,
and walk
but-
away with more love than offering. but
Right.
that's a
Yeah,
whole nother story,
a lot of time. And church, I won't say who you are, but you still owe me money from 1999.
Let it go, bro.
counting, I'm
Let it
counting.
go.
I'm seeing a counselor and I'm getting over this. I'm
There you
doing
go.
better.
There
You
you
never
go.
sent me my check. But
There
anyway,
you
go
go.
ahead.
So in 06, man, I decided to flip the script and bring hip hop and worship together.
Right.
And I felt like this would be a great opportunity for the CCM world to embrace us more
Right.
Right.
as a genre. Because
Right.
they were looking at us like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we don't
Exactly.
Right.
really want
The
you in.
outcast.
Yeah. And then, you know, you only had either rock or gospel when you went into church.
Yeah.
So,
So
if you
true.
didn't fit that vibe and didn't
You
like
wasn't
that
getting no
style,
love.
You didn't get in.
and you weren't enjoying, your taste buds weren't being fulfilled.
Right.
You were like, okay, well, I guess rock it is, you know,
Right.
or I guess gospel it is, you know, whatever.
Right.
So strive to help bridge the gap, and that's when, to me,
Yeah.
I really symbolized like my career started.
When you solidify
yeah,
it. Like,
because before that, just like you were saying, we were trying to get into Christian bookstores
Yeah.
and trying to get into people's
taking tapes in there
CDs
like, hey,
decks and-
I'll
you
just
put my
give them
stuff
to
in
them. Will
there?
you sell them?
Listen,
How much?
Consignment.
We'll sell it for $2.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can just have them. Can you put it out there?
50 cents.
Here's my phone number. It might be shut off because I don't know if my mom and dad are going to, you know what I mean? But,
Right.
but that's what you had to do.
So once you were actually distributing the store, at least for me, that was like, okay, now look, we made it. You know, that
Right.
kind of vibe. So in 06, that popped off, and I took
That was holiness,
took
right?
a song
I still
that
listen to
was
that song.
super popular in the church world, and I put a hip hop twist to it. We called it Holiness, Whole Nine.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden it soared top 40 radio. I was being
He was-
played on
he
like
was everywhere.
regular
Yeah, I love
Christian
that
He was
song.
on a boat.
radio. We all I was on the boat.
The boat.
We shut down you know, I don't really credit myself to this, but it's kind of funny. Like we shut down a radio a station,
Right.
like legit. Like we started playing on that station, and the next thing I know, it went under business. Like it was done. It no longer
Who's that?
was alive.
Wow.
It was like, wait a minute, we start playing on the radio, and now they're no longer in
Now
business.
you're
Like, how did that
gone.
happen?
Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
So I obviously, you know, I tease, but it was kind of wild. Like so much in my career, every time we would get in a door,
Yeah.
they were trying to shut it back on us.
Right.
And
what they
I'm
do.
like, I'm like, hold up, man. We really got to get into it. So in 06 was a pivotal year for me
Mhm.
and a big decision of mine. Because whenever I was at GMA, all those
Right.
dudes were like, hey, man, I don't know why you're trying to be on the rap side. We need you on that side.
Right.
You got the light eyes, the light skin.
Right.
You can get us
You
in.
can slid in,
You know,
right?
so we started working on that and bridging the gap and,
Right.
and helping pastors like hey, this is something you need to pay attention to.
Right.
God is using hip hop. This is the vehicle
Right.
to reach the next generation. Pay attention. So
Right.
thankful,
Right.
almost 20 years later, it's popping like
It's
Redenbacher,
still-
baby.
And the
You
thing
know?
about that record is, man, and I've still listened to that song, and listening to it really then, because that was a big church song, and then I told you yesterday we was going to the beach. You didn't overdo it though,
Thank you.
because sometimes people will redo a praise and worship song and they like overdo it. To
Too
me
much.
personally,
Right,
I'm
right.
like, I see what they did, but man, slow down a little bit. You're trying to make it too much. You took it, you made it melodic, you did it, but you made it where, people who didn't like hip hop or rap or whatever
dig it.
could still listen
Yeah,
to it and
it
go,
was a
okay,
vibe.
it was different. You know what I mean?
But if you listen to it, if you remember it, which
Yeah.
I know you do, but it was what I grew up on. It was
Right.
like the
Right.
Ozzy
Yeah,
Brothers
yeah,
feel.
well, you
It
got
was-
it.
And that was
You
where
put you
hip-hop,
into it.
right? And that's where hip hop originated, because
Right.
hip hop originally started by sampling the old school.
Oh, that's
Right.
yeah.
you know what I mean?
The year I was
So-
born, hip hop was created,
Hey,
1973.
Look
man.
at you,
But
DJ Cool Herc.
but-
Shout
yeah,
out,
right,
baby,
yeah.
man. Much love.
so you did that. Holiness did seem then jump a little bit ahead because we
Oh,
got to
yeah.
get Miss Corinne.
Yeah,
up in there.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
Miss Thing over
So,
there.
so we continued on that trail of,
Right.
of bridging the gap and helping the church and the streets kind of
Right.
have a meeting place, if
Right.
you will. So then I got approached by Winter Jam to do the theme song for them. So
Wow.
that was a
Big
huge,
time.
huge
Yeah.
thing in my life and my career, because there was no hip hop in the
Mm-mm.
tour
It
at
was
all. It was
just-
Toby Mac.
Yeah,
and
Newsboys,
all the
something or
rockers,
something,
right.
maybe, right? Something.
So when I did that, all of a sudden it sparked a whole movement that now Winter Jam is seeing, hey, hip hop works. This can be a part of the tour. And then it opened up the doors for KJ and Lecrae and the rest of the guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like you were saying,
Again, kick the door down.
Kick the
Get-
door.
Get the
Kick it.
props.
Kick it.
appreciate
But
it.
I'm
2
a
feet.
Christian, so be nice.
Right. So so one of those things where I've been kind of like at the sharp edge of the blade throughout my career, doing things that were new, creative, and
On the
cunning.
edge.
You were ahead
before.
of time,
On the
which
cusp.
cost you in some ways.
Oh,
not,
100%.
not. I mean, you've had great success. I'm not taking away, but sometimes being ahead, just like we're talking the country rap thing. I was so far in
Oh,
country
yeah.
rap, they make fun of me for rapping about
Right.
trailers. Not everybody wants to be out of a
Right.
trailer, right? You know what I mean? So
It's true.
you were so far ahead of, and for lack of better terms, not saying you were a salesman, but you were good at selling what the church needed
Yeah.
for the kids from the 305, or from the
100%.
kids from Ohio
It was
and the
the
ghetto, or
idea.
whatever the case
It
may
was
be.
the idea.
Right?
I mean, I was listening to rap at 11.
Yeah,
At 11
right.
years old. I was
Right.
listening to rap
And it
before,
was-
even before
Think-
then.
right.
I was listening in grade school, Run DMC, Fat Boys,
Yes.
Me too, man.
all like the legends,
Right.
Yeah.
of that time. So it was like, this music exists. What are you guys doing? Let
Right.
it in.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
still
true.
remembered, because I was affected, at such a young age, because it was in.
Mhm.
It was there. It was,
Yeah.
it was
Right.
in the church that I started. I
Right.
didn't all of a sudden become
Right, it
a
was
Christian
there.
rapper. No, I'm a Christian that raps,
Mhm.
and I started in the church, So it's been cool to see all the different things that God
Change and
continued to
evolve.
open up and allow me to be a voice
Right.
and a spokesperson for our movement that
Yeah.
now
Pretty cool.
we love, because we watch our kids,
Oh.
Get
enjoy the
into it and
music.
love it.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and
Oh,
it's
it's the
so
best.
much better than having to give them the alternative. You know what I mean?
Oh well, man, you
So-
can't. I mean, songs nowadays. Can you can't drive around with your speakers beating out destruction and death and expect life and growth.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
no.
Like, I don't know why my daughter acts like that. Well, I don't know. Cardi B in the back of your car as she's on her way to daycare. I can tell you why she don't have a shirt on. I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying, but
True story.
but
Preach.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
1,000.
I don't know why they're looking at me. Well, I can tell you why they're looking at you like that, right? You know what I mean? So that's the whole music thing. And when you say stuff like people, I took a class, it's called The Power of Music one time. I went to college. I can read a little bit, not college, but I took a class.
Which
but
college we
well,
talking about
hey,
here?
BYU, Backyard University.
Oh, that's
No,
where you
but-
graduated
Hard
from?
knocks?
I graduated from the school of hard knocks with honors. You know
I
what
went
mean?
to
So-
Penn State. I mean, State Penn. No, I'm just kidding. But so I took a class. So the theory of music is what it was, and it was talking about how powerful music is. If it wasn't, why would all these companies pay millions and millions of dollars to make
No,
jingles, right?
100%.
So when you're saying, you knew how music affected you that your parents played. I can listen to a country song from Hank Owens Jr. take me back sitting with my dad back
See?
in 1985,
Yeah.
or whatever. So you knew that there had to be a change, but this is the key, and you know this, man, so well because you've been doing it as long as I have. But not being corny.
Mm-hmm.
See, used to they wouldn't even take that CD and listen to it. But just because you said you were faith based, you were corny,
Right?
And then try being country and white. Well, there's 2 strikes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we have Vanilla Ice here, right? You know, every time I'd show up at a youth group, I'm like, nothing like Vanilla Ice, more like House of Pain. But you know, so you took it. And you and there's a few others. You know, I remember the first time I heard Gospel Gangsters Gang Affiliated changed my life.
Oh yeah,
I just did a song with Chili called Way Back because I remember my mom came with a DC Talk cassette tape. I'm like, listen, Heaven Bound, it's not happening over here. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to NWA right now. Ice-T Colors.
Oh, that's a hard switch, man.
I got some things going on, and this isn't working for me with the fanny pack. You know what I mean? Not that there's nothing wrong with fanny packs. I'm just saying.
Hey, they're in now.
Yeah, they're
Big
back
time.
in as everything
Exactly.
is. So is everything.
What makes an ordinary day extraordinary? It's not about holding on to what you know. It's about letting go. Take the leap beyond the familiar. Find what you're searching for. Here's to connection, to exploration, to being alive in the moment. That's what makes a day extraordinary. Behind every ripple and every splash, something refreshing is brewing.
And I remember when I heard Gang Affiliated, changed my life because I'm like, oh, these dudes, okay, this is real. And, you know, R.I.P. Mr. Solo, the GOAT, man. I know he's up there doing his thing. And Chili, like I said, we just did a song with him. Those guys, that music changed my life. Same thing, when your music started coming out and this Florida stuff, even the Urban D stuff when the Flavor Fest, and I was up north, that's before I moved to Florida. I'm like, man, this has got, you can listen to it and it's not corny. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you say you're a Christian rapper, I mean, I went for a long time and still I call it hope music because they're like, what do you do, Christian rap? Oh, you know, we've been the only Christian country rappers on the bill. They're in there smoking weed and doing their things. Girls jumping around. She's like, where do you got us at?
Wow.
I'm like, we're getting ready to tell them about Jesus, honey. And
Like there's
but
a
I
girl
tell you what,
twerking
yeah, there was a
on the
girl
stage,
twerking.
and
Jahnna,
she needs to get off.
Jahnna
before I
goes,
get on
if
there.
we get up on stage, I'm kicking her off. But when we got up there and did our thing, you know, when we come off, they go, gosh, man, you guys kill. I mean, every artist and every person in that place is like, man, you guys, we loved it.
What's a general respect?
It's a respect,
I think
and it's
for
not
anybody.
cheesy. They're
Well,
like,
it's
oh,
pure.
we're
Yeah.
talking.
Well, game recognized game too.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they can see through it.
They
So,
know the realness, the authenticity. But
And if you look at hip hop or any genre, okay, we get deemed Christian rappers, all right, which is an honor because hey, there's no greater name than Jesus.
that's right.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That's right.
so with all that said, though, all the rappers before us, what do we call them? Muslims,
Yeah.
5%ers.
Yeah, that's different, though.
What kind
That's
of
different.
rappers do we call some of those
Right.
dudes? Not showing, throwing
Yeah.
shade or any shots or name drops, but there's a lot of people that are in the hip hop culture that were or still are that don't believe in God,
Right.
and
Very
or
true.
they believe
You don't be like,
in,
oh, the atheist
right,
rappers,
or they
right?
believe
you know what I mean?
in
It's true.
Muslim,
Whatever, right.
Buddha stuff like that, or the Muslims, whatever they practice,
Right.
So that's what they're representing,
Right.
but nobody classifies them as that.
Yes.
We
so
are the
true.
only group
That classifies
that gets
ourselves.
That gets
classified,
in every way.
and
Really.
and it's no different. It's an honor because they did
Absolutely.
the same thing to
To
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah,
you
they
know?
were set
So
apart. We're
so
to be set apart.
we're only set apart, and it's wild because back in the days they didn't know what to call the Christ followers. Like,
Right.
oh, you rolling with Jesus,
Right,
you
yeah,
know.
right.
So
Who you
we're-
with?
Oh,
Right.
you're one of those.
you're one of those guys,
Right.
right? So it's kind of the same thing
Right.
that we're catching. And I look at people all the time. I go, hey, yeah, I'm a believer,
Mhm.
and
Right.
yeah, I love Jesus, but I do life music
Right.
because
Right.
I live life.
That's the same thing. It's like you're in
Come on.
business. Go ahead and give your business a shout out there.
Oh yeah, Puyol Enterprise, man, bang bang, baby,
That's
we make
right.
it happen. Design, build,
Next
construct,
level.
whole nine. We love it, man. I
There'll
love
be a
taking
link in the
dreams to
description
realities,
below.
you know?
There'll be a link in the description below
for sure.
if you
and
need
my
to get it done.
and my bride's got a special touch for it too, man.
Yep.
She loves the game.
They
It's-
do
it's-
it. They
it's
do
cool.
it together.
The
It's good
design.
stuff.
The
Yeah,
design,
I love
yes.
making people smile.
Yeah.
You know that's something from the music to the business.
Right.
that is something that I love walking away.
Right.
You know, anytime I interact with people,
Yeah.
even if it's
Taking
going to the
pride,
grocery
right?
or the
And what
restaurant
you
we were
do.
at yesterday.
Yeah, just
Yes.
making what a great guy. We made his
Yeah.
night and just
and just
laughing.
vibing, man,
And-
having a good time.
And happy early birthday to my boy. It's the 4th of July. Makes sense.
Ooh,
Bang,
that's
bang,
bang,
bang.
bang, bang.
So we got a
Right.
little early birthday dinner, but so we're not saying that. We're getting ready to leave. And then Eddie was like, I was like, what's his birthday? He's coming up. They said, oh, so let me bring this. Then when he did that, there was 3 other people in this little restaurant that it was their birthday.
Okay,
It was
there
a
was only
every
4
table.
tables
Yeah.
there too.
There was only
Had a
4
birthday.
tables, and
Yep.
everybody had a birthday. It was like a God moment. I call it. It was like a
100%.
cool,
It was.
and then
I
just the
said to
whole
you,
demeanor
yeah.
changed in there
Yeah.
too, bro.
Yeah, I
And
said-
I
I
was
said
like, you
this was
kicked it
like
off,
heaven.
you know, because at first he's like, nah, and then you're like, yeah, and the waiter was
Right.
just cool, and we just made his night as
He
much
was
as he did our
relentless,
night.
right?
He
Yeah.
was
He
right.
was, too. He
He
was
was.
ready.
Said, yo,
He
yo,
was.
yo, have
He was
this,
super
have this,
cool.
have this,
Yeah,
have
he
this.
was cool. But going back to what I was saying, why I was saying like what you do in your work, and you know you go in, it's all about when you show up. You don't go, hey, I'm Eddy Puyol.
Right.
The Christian, I'm going to change your house
Right.
in the Christian way right now. And it's going to be Jesus,
I don't know
right?
if you did that,
Right.
we'd have a problem.
Right. And when I show up, you know,
I think if I walked around that way, I'd have a problem.
right.
I think
But I'm
so
saying,
too.
you know,
I think so
or when I
too.
show
This
up to
phony,
move pool
corny.
tables, I don't back in their driveway and get out and a $20 million hospital.
Christian
Dave
pool table
Craven's
guy.
your Christian pool table
Right,
mechanic.
right.
And
I'm
you're
here
going to
to
know
save
Jesus
your
and your
table
pool
and
table.
your life.
Your pool table's going to roll straight and save those pockets, right? So it's funny when it comes to music.
Right.
As soon as I said something like, you know, hey, you know, we're hope rappers, man. Yeah, I love Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you for too long and not tell you what Jesus has done in our life. I mean, we
Well,
wouldn't
you
be
can smell
set
That's your
here.
story.
Right, that's our story.
Yeah.
But there's also times that I just share something and I never say the word Jesus, but Jesus is in me and it comes out, right? And sometimes in music, I used to feel pigeonholed. Man, nobody's going to listen to this. I didn't say Jesus enough. I mean,
Right,
really, that's
right.
true things I've thought in my mind. Like the next song I write, it better not be a fun hook song of us saying
Well, it
this.
happened to me.
I better get back to writing, man, I was hooked on drugs and then Jesus came in and now I'm back. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and then if I didn't do that, I felt like I'm not going to get accepted.
Nah, Cravens, it happened to me when
Yeah.
I did Game Changer.
Yeah.
That got picked up by ESPN. People were like, "Well, is he still a Christian rapper?"
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I was like, "Well, of course I am.
Right.
I still believe in God,
Right.
but I can't do
Nothing's
a
changed.
song about being a game changer in
Oh, well,
life
you're selling out.
and,
like,
and
no.
helping
Yeah.
out sports, athletes in whatever profession, whatever
Right.
sports they're in, to be motivated and fueled by an anthem
Right.
that a Christian wrote. Like
Right.
how
It doesn't
taboo
even
was
make
that?
sense.
So it was great when I penned that and had great success, and then all of a sudden people now were going, oh wait, look, you can do it.
Right.
So like we talked about
Right.
setting the bar and
Yep.
setting the tone and being pioneering. Well, all of a sudden, after 2015,
Oh,
a
now
lot
everybody's
more
doing it.
Christian rappers started doing sports.
Oh,
but I took
yeah.
a lot of bullets
We
in the
won't
beginning.
say
Oh,
your
yeah.
names because we're Christians.
I took a lot of bullets in the
Grace,
beginning.
baby, grace.
Grace. We
Grace
preaching
and mercy.
grace.
Mercy.
We got a song coming out called "We Gonna Give You Grace."
That's right.
Instead of punch in the face.
That's right. And I
And
love
anoint
it.
you.
I'm
I love
just
it.
playing, guys.
And I love it
We're
though
having
because
fun.
I love it because it really helps put things in perspective. Anytime you're the first to do something or
Pioneer.
one
Right.
of them,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Because I can't credit that I've done
No,
everything.
But I'm saying
one-
you've done a lot of.
Right.
And the only
Appreciate
reason
that.
I know it is because I follow stuff, and
Well,
people won't even know.
And
but
like you said, we
you know,
saw it at the restaurant.
yeah,
like
yeah,
somebody
it's-
had to stand up. So
yeah,
I
so
stood
you
up.
started up.
Okay, yeah, it's my birthday. I'm celebrating.
Right.
Boom. Then
And
all
then
of a
it
sudden,
went.
it was like
but that's your
wildfire.
that's your
Reaction.
that's you.
Yeah, it's my
That's who
DNA,
God made you to
100%.
be.
Right.
It's not just
100%.
in music; it's in everything you
Right.
do. Whether it be
Absolutely.
basketball coaching,
Right.
I promise. I don't know this, but I'm just gonna say it. There's probably something that other coaches did. Where you're like, well, hey, that's what we're gonna do. That's how we do our team. And they're like, yeah, we were getting ready to tell them that, but we're gonna do it. And that's just. That's a God thing. He blessed you with that, and that's how you do it. You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
that.
And so bring them up to because we could talk about your music all day
All
long.
day,
and
all
and
day.
and
It is fun,
this is
though.
only the
Yeah.
first one. It is fun to go back over, and I love it
Thanks,
because
babe.
it's like I respect dudes. Like I don't get too, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of dudes I've known. I've met a lot of famous people, been around, you know how it is. But there's a difference between me being a fan of somebody and then I respect what somebody's done. There's people that I respect what they've done. I don't even personally really, I hate to say it, like them when I met them. Like,
Right.
not, I don't want to say I don't like them. I just didn't. We talked about. I didn't vibe with them. They were cool. Hey, Dave. Hey, good. But I respect what they did and what they did. But I respect you in so many ways because I know a little bit about what you went through. I know how you took time off from your dream, right?
Yeah,
You know what I
big
mean?
time, big time.
And then I know all the stuff you should have got props for. You know, that's just me. You know what I mean? So, and then I know how now you're coming back, and I don't know. I don't want to down your old music because it's amazing. You know what I mean? I don't want to down your old music because it's amazing, but I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready for this.
Yeah, that was then. This
stuff.
Is now.
Yeah,
I'll definitely say that
it's coming out like
you had
next level.
Everybody has to start somewhere,
right?
Right.
So I look at my earlier stuff as that was my starter,
right?
But I've gained so much wisdom, so much experience, so many hours I've invested into my craft, and I have one heck of a co-writer.
That's what we're gonna get into.
My bride is right there with me on the side, and she's like she gets a lot of writer's cred, even though it's not writer's cred because I bounce ideas.
We're gonna talk about that. We going there.
And there's times where I'll pen something, she goes, "Baby, you could do better."
Right.
And
I love that.
And it's cool because not a lot of artists are willing to be critiqued and being pointed out and targeted like, hey, whoa.
Why don't we do
that was cool, but what if you spin it a little? Why don't you try this?
Because everybody thinks they know everything.
So when you're in a covenant relationship, like my wife and I are, I know she authentically loves me and has my back. So whatever she's gonna say to me isn't here to hurt me. It's here to help me.
It's to help.
Yeah, I always put it to like, she's not going to let me walk in somewhere with a booger in my nose.
Preach that.
Because she loves me. Her
100%.
food on my face, or
100%.
my shirt tucked in, or my shoe looking crazy. It's what she's doing.
Same thing. So it's like,
thing,
I don't want you to come out whack. Like, so if there's something that you could tighten up, let's tighten it up.
Yep.
And I'll go through it, and then afterwards, what do you think about that? She goes, I like that one better.
And see what that does for you. And again, just from like knowing the past and being around you guys, I can see the love. And when you get that person, because I know about it, we've all had other relationships and been in other things. And, people will say, when they make the comment like, man, I ain't never seen you like this before. And they know you around our man, there's something she does different. You guys are so good together, right? If I would have had her before, which God's timing and thing, who knows where I would have been because nobody believed in me like she believed.
Well, you can hear it, just like you said, you could hear it in the music.
Yeah.
And like I tell Raz, what up, man? Shout out to the Rascal. Man. Love you, bro.
Legend.
Yes, sir. So, he'll tell you all the time, like, you'll know where Eddy is by pressing play and listening to his music.
Right.
Like you can gauge.
Isn't that the truth?
You can gauge where he is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like when I came back after, going through a magnanimous storm, and
get into that
filing for divorce, whole nine, I was nervous about still doing music. And I had friends around me, man, that were like, hold up, wait. You still got more to say.
Right.
And I was able to tap into raw emotions back then that I don't have right now. Right. But it spurred songs like Getaway that ended up helping people, that were dealing with relationships.
Going through what you're going
through it.
You go back to the fire to get them out that you came out.
And then Walk with God, helping men stand up for their rights and going, listen, man, I have kids.
Right.
And even though they're mine, I have somebody that's trying not to let them be mine and not let me get my time with them.
Right.
So I was, standing up for all men that were dealing with what I was dealing with and going, whoa, we brought them into the world. Right. Yeah, I respect women, love women dearly. I mean, I'm here with my woman on my side. So I'm big into that, but a lot of the world doesn't want to give the men their props because the man is what brings the kid into the world.
You gave them an anthem to fight to.
Yeah, and the girls are the receiver. So it's like, yo, man. So Walk with God was much of that anthem for the guys, and then it kept on going. Sigue Palante tapped into my Cuban heritage and
the most hospitable people in the world. I've never left a job at a Cuban's house doing a pool table and not felt full or all hopped up on coffee.
Right.
And speaking of being all hopped up, Clean Cause Herbal Mate. 50% of the proceeds go to help addiction and recovery. It's all you see us drink. They support us. I love the company, but even better than that, I love the drink. It really works. And we've given every guest that's been in here and our
do you
friends that
guys
have
think
ordered
about
it,
it?
they love it. What do you guys think about it? Real truth.
Real
Shout
talk.
out to
You've
Queen,
done a
man.
couple different
You had a few
flavors.
flavors. I think
Yes.
they're very good. You don't feel jittery. That's one
Right.
thing I did not like.
That's what they're known
prior.
for. That's what they're
Yes.
known for. Yep.
And watermelon mint, I'll give you.
That's,
Girl,
that's
come
one
on.
of my
Good.
favorite
Oh,
ones.
and then the collagen for the girls.
That's the one she loves. So in the description below, there's a link. You click on it, go on there, support it, because it's not only a good drink that's healthy with healthy energy, but it supports a good cause.
Great cause.
But going into that, so all of Eddy's music, the old Raw Servant, the Spotify's, the YouTubes, it's all going to be linked in the description. Any people that are following us or any people, go to all his socials and follow him. Trust me, you put on the playlist, you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to have a reggae vibe in a minute. You're going to be praising Jesus, then you're going to be getting raw and throwing the bows. Like it's good music, and I'm not just
Feel that
co-signing
bass?
it because he's my boy. I listened to it, knew it before me and him had ever met personally,
Yeah,
and
100.
already talked or anything. So when I say it, go check it out and do it, or we're gonna have some problems.
Hey,
Exactly.
that's love, man.
And,
Coming
Appreciate
for
it.
you.
no,
Coming for
and
you.
I say it, man. You know, and
What's your
like,
address?
I mean, it doesn't matter if there's plagiarizers out there.
Yes.
But I'm sorry. You gotta forgive me right now.
Unfortunately,
Let's get off
It's
that
real.
subject.
It's
It
real.
can get bad real fast. I will not drink any more of these.
Let me hold it.
Yeah. but really, go follow him, like it, listen to it. It's next level. Like a Cadillac is the newest video you
Yeah,
dropped,
let's
and you got
talk
another
about
one
it.
coming
Let's
though.
talk
You
about
got
it.
another one.
So-
So go ahead and hit
so
that.
yeah,
Then we'll get into the wifey story.
Most deaf. Well, speaking of wifey,
Right.
I am so thankful that I have a woman that is wanting to be by my side all the
Yes.
time.
Crazy,
Not
right?
just sometimes, like
All the time.
all
All
the
the
time.
time.
Like her and
Not
I
when
do
it
life.
benefits just
Makes
her.
a difference,
Right.
doesn't it?
Her and I do life so to the nth degree. Like
I mean,
it's,
errands. I enjoy it.
It's crazy. Like it's like, yo, just I'm gonna go here. You want to rock with me? You know, just roll
That's
me.
so
Good
crazy.
And doing that has created a bond with
Yes.
her and I that is inseparable.
Right.
And then there's times where like, okay, then I gotta skate and do something
Mm-hmm.
solo, and I leave and I'm already texting her. I miss
Like I
you.
miss
I
you.
know, legit. We
Dude,
have text.
That's us, bro.
I'll show
Like
you
your
the
nail
thread.
appointment.
Yeah, like she
Yeah.
goes
Are
to
you
do her
almost
nails.
done?
I'm like, how much longer you gonna be?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
It's a 2-hour tour.
we're
Okay?
together.
Like-
We're together so much, and it's so much. People that don't understand it. If you don't understand it, I feel sorry for you because you might want to try to get it. But when I say she's my best friend, like if I'm going down the store to run to Walmart or something, I'm like, come on, you want to go?
100%.
She's like, yeah, let's go because
Yeah.
she's my best friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right about.
legitimately my best friend,
Mhm.
and
So
when
when
she's
it-
not with me, I miss her.
Yeah, so when it came down to it, and we got ready to shoot the video for like a Cadillac, I said, "Hey, we're gonna go shoot this video, and you're gonna be in it." She goes, "Wait,"
What? Wait, hold on. What?
and I go,
I'm the
"Yeah."
behind the scenes girl.
Yes,
She's
yes.
back there taking pictures and doing all that kind of stuff. I'm
Mhm.
like, "That's cool, but I need you
In
rocking
it.
with me." And we wanted to do it because firm believer of allowing your art to represent your life.
Right.
So let it mirror what's going
That's
on
it.
with you. So I'm like, hey man,
This
you and
is
I are
it.
together. This is you and I riding together.
Mhm.
And of
All
course,
right,
a
so
big
I'm
fan
gonna
of
stop
Cadillac.
you.
so-
I'm gonna stop you there. All right, so Corinne, as before playing the background, right,
Mhm.
and now you're being brought front and center. How was that for you?
I'm not gonna lie, a little
it hard?
nerve wracking.
Yes.
But he made me feel very comfortable. It was
Right.
like, come on, babe. It's just like we're riding in the regular car. What are we
Right.
doing? And then it was
Right.
like, real life.
Cool.
This
Yeah.
is just real
This is
life.
just
There's
real
just a
life
camera
with the
right there.
camera.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And then I'm going, I can do this. I can
Yes.
actually do it.
And you do
And
it
you guys
well.
killed
Oh,
it.
thank
And
you.
then it
Video
helps.
It was
dope.
fun.
And then it helps that Will loves us and he's like
Yeah.
family. Shout out to
Shout
Will.
out to
Shout out
Will
to
for
You know what I mean?
sure.
So he would tell Corinne, I do this, now pose this way. And she'd
Right.
laugh and having a good
Play
time.
with your hair, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like, oh no,
But
this is really real life because that's what you do. You just don't realize
Yeah,
it.
and it's hard to
Exactly.
get into. It's same thing. Trey, like Jacob, formerly known as Jacob Israel. Trey,
Jacob
he's the
Israel.
same thing. He's like, all right, Jahnna, I need that Jahnna 6 guns, and then
Right,
she's,
right.
getting you into. He talks her
It's
into
true.
it. And
You
that's
need it, though.
because you're
You
doing
need
it.
that.
Yeah, so the Like a Cadillac video shoot was a lot of
Oh,
fun, but making the
song's tight.
record was, appreciate that. Making the record was super dope because I sampled a lyric that I wrote back in 04.
Right.
So this was something that I had
That's
You
long
rebirthed
time
it.
in the
You
Old
can.
school.
rebirthed it.
And then I brought it back in 2011 when I released No Ordinary Love, and I wanted, to kind of dig in the crate and share
Right.
tunes that I had prior. So Chuck and I went in and remixed the song and did a whole new vibe to it. So her and I are at the house, and I'm like, man, I want to come up with a tune. And I also got the idea, and I sped it up, and it sounded so fresh. I'm like, ooh.
Well, he's at the table. You see him with his headphones on. He's
That's when you
bobbing
know
his
he's got
head,
it.
and
When
I'm
he
like,
starts getting it, comes in excited, you know you got it.
And then I love when lyrics come out just like life, easy.
Yeah,
you know,
you don't have
just,
to
just
Yeah.
not force. Like just
Organic.
live. You got to live every day. You got to live. You know. So I was taking the kids to school, and I came up every time we're in the car or we start our morning. I always say, "Hey, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it."
Right.
That's something that I like. I like set the tone.
Right.
In their bathrooms, this is the day.
Right.
And I didn't finish it. I had the kids do it in their handwriting back prior to Corinne and I getting together, because you know it was like something I wanted to invest in the kids.
Right.
And I wanted them to see, hey, this is the day for you to choose however your day is going to go. You want your day to be good. Well, this is the day that I choose love. This is the day that I choose peace. This is the day that I choose joy. This is the day that I choose not to let things bother me. And this is like there's so many things that you can say, and this is the day.
Right.
So I really am big on that verse, and I was taking the kids to school, and I had the song playing, and it was just the beat, and all of a sudden I go, all right, kids, this is the day the Lord has made, and all of a sudden, bam, I dropped them off, and I was like, yo, I'm going to start the verse that way. This is the day that the Lord has made, so I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it.
That's a
And
good
it was
song.
like, yo, that is fresh.
And
It's something that is Bible, but it's true, it's real.
It's a daily thing, man.
It's a daily reminder. So when it came down to shooting the video, and we're rocking down south, man. Shout out to D, you know what I mean, who had the Cadillac and Juice, I see you, boy. You know what I mean? All the links that helped make it happen.
Right.
When we were down there, they respected the record 100. Because not only was the vibe cool, but they caught, hey, this is just an all-around positive
It's just a
thing,
good thing.
you know?
Right.
And a
People
great
like
message.
that too, man. Even because there's so much negativity in the world, there'll be dudes who might be not into what we're doing or whatever, but they I mean, there's so many people that will go and they're like, man, I don't really go to church, man, but there was something positive about that, and they just want to be part of it. So you know what I mean? You're spreading positivity without Jesus bashing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and
and
putting
they
it in
know.
the music.
Yeah,
letting
I
it
know.
be,
something
It's
they
just
can
a real
relate to.
song.
They start singing it and
Yeah.
repeating it, and then boom,
Catchy.
just
And
like
they-
that.
And there you go.
It's just a real song. Okay,
Yeah.
so and then you've got something else dropping too.
And then her and I did a video that symbolized our first year of marriage.
Right.
Spicy.
So yeah, gotta keep it
That
high.
one was my favorite.
It was too. So Corinne and I got married
let's go into that a
March
little bit.
11th
Okay.
of 2023.
So
And it was cool because it was like the Jordan year, right?
Yeah.
So
Everything is Jordan.
I-
Get ready.
I
get
was
ready.
gonna say it
I picked
earlier,
up on
Get
that.
ready.
but when I was saying you're making a comeback, but I didn't want to take your
Right,
thing
right.
and
You
before
did.
you, right?
So
Good
I
thing I only
had-
drank one clean.
That's right. So I had the 11s, Jordan 11s. So it was March 11th, you know what I mean? And I'm big, the 3-chord strand can't easily be broken.
Right.
So,
Yes.
it's God and us
We were
two.
two families of three.
Right.
Whole 9, and then I rock the 11s, and then,
Right.
23. Shout out to my old man, Alo, I love you. He's got the number fetish, man, big
Right.
time.
I
So
love
he's
that.
gotta
Gotta work
gave us his isms. But anyways, when we went to go take off and celebrate our honeymoon, it was Santorini was where she wanted to go. We were out
Bucket
there.
list. Everybody must go there.
Right.
You were saying
One time in your life, you must.
Yeah,
It was
it
an
was a
awesome
dope vibe.
video.
Dope
Yeah.
vibe.
Sure.
Well, so you got to
Right.
catch the vibe
Right.
and feel like you were on,
Right.
a vacation
Caught
with
the
us.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
you brought your video guy with
And
you.
no,
You did.
How
We
did
were
you?
talking about
I was
that.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I wanna- how
There
did
we
you
go.
shoot that?
Okay,
You gotta
yeah.
tell me.
All right, so big love to Will Thomas
Right.
because I hit him up and I go, listen, I have this idea that I want to share, not only with the world, but to my wife, and I want to give this to her. Like this is my 1-year anniversary gift to her.
Right.
Let alone writing a song, to her, but I wanted to capture a beautiful moment
Yeah.
that we shared together. So when we were on our honeymoon, I captured everything.
No, he was
Wow.
the tourist with the video.
And I was
On
like
his
using
cell
my
So
phone.
you did all
Cell
that
phone.
on there?
I was
that
using my
good.
phone all the time.
Wow.
I was capturing little things, being a creative. So I was like, okay, let me grab this and this and this and this and all these little things. And I go, okay, so I have enough
Like
And
we had like 300 videos.
we had more than enough,
Yeah.
which is what I've learned in the game. Like it's better to
Have
have
Right.
more
more.
than
They're
less.
not-
Yep.
always.
Come on.
So I had all these things, and I go, okay, here we go. And then I got with Will. All right, now what do you think we should do? He goes, why don't we just grab a little nice sunset dinner, and
Mhm.
you guys can vibe, you sing to her, and just keep it real,
Right,
right.
like a date night. So we went back to the spot where we got married,
Mhm.
and that's where we shot the
Wow.
video.
Literally
That's
right where
awesome.
we said our vows is where the video was shot.
Oh, that's
So,
so
You
cool,
know,
man.
they had a
That's
table
It
set
was
up
put
for us.
together great.
Oh,
Appreciate
it was
man.
I mean, you
beautiful.
wouldn't think that. I mean, but nowadays phones shoot, but still, that doesn't mean anything too. You had to have angles and all that. Meaning, does this angle make me look slim? No, I'm kidding.
No,
but,
big.
but, yeah.
process.
But no, but you had to be able to get the angles and all that. So that was your
Absolutely.
creativity brand again.
Appreciate it.
That's what I'm saying. It's way more than an artist. You take it over into your business. You're taking it over into your marriage.
Oh,
Taking
yeah.
it over into your kids.
Oh yeah.
You know, doing that. So if you guys go watch this video, okay, let me.
You got a vibe. You got a vibe is the name of the song.
You got a vibe.
and it's exactly what she's got. She's
Let me
got
make a
vibe, man, it's
disclaimer.
like no other.
If you're
At
a
least for me.
husband, all right, listen, guys. If you go watch this, you heard what he just did, and like maybe you golf all the time. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, or maybe you play video games all the time,
Joystick.
or it's an inside joke. We have a lot of them around the Relentless Hope podcast,
Bang,
but are you're not that next
Look at
level
Corinne,
when
you
you
the
watch this?
composer.
You might, if you're a girl or if you're a guy, you might want to watch it by yourself, because if you watch it with your girl, you're gonna have to step it up, bud.
you about to get
Because
schooled.
it is next level for him to give
I
that to
appreciate
her
it.
like
Yes.
that. And we watched it quite a few times, but we
Yes,
were just watching it again,
beautiful.
getting ready for this, and John was like, "Wow." And I go, he must have took his video guy with him. I swear I said, because I know a
Yeah.
little bit
We're
about
like, all right, so
shooting
how do you think
videos
they
and
did
shooting.
this?
And to know you do that even gives me more respect. So go check it out. It links. All the links will be in that.
It's
so go check
fresh.
it. So let's get into this now. You went through a divorce. You called your storm.
Mhm.
You a little bit
I
about
as well.
tell them where you're from. Fast forward Florida, because I know you're from up north.
Right.
How you
Ohio.
got tell them where you're from, how you ended here, and then let's get into this.
So I moved here
Mhm.
when I was 20.
Okay.
My parents moved down. It was my mom and stepdad.
Okay.
So I came at 20. I lived the restaurant world. I was hustling that business, you know,
Yes.
up late night, doing all the fun things.
Right.
One thing leads to another. You meet somebody in the restaurant and hey, life is good.
Right.
And fast forward, you get married, you have kids.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, life is not the best.
Right.
Mhm.
And you say to yourself, all right, what am I going to do?
Right.
So I was not raised in church.
Mhm.
My mom was Catholic,
Mhm.
sort of.
Mhm.
Right.
And at 13, my dad actually got remarried and they asked to annul the wedding of my mom.
Oh,
Wow.
And I'm
wow.
like, man, the church is not good. I can't
Right.
believe it. I was a kid out of that. How could they take it away? I wrote a letter to the Catholic Church and I said, I'm here.
Right.
You can't do this. Well, they did it anyway. So
Mm.
sorry, I kind of jumped all over the
Right,
place.
you're
there,
fine.
but
No, it's okay.
we removed, they removed it, they annulled it, and I was like, I'm never going to church.
Right. You were church, man.
Oh,
You
I
were
was
hurt.
not happy because I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that it was okay.
Yeah.
And a kid wrote a letter. Like that was
That's a
like
big deal.
legit.
That's a
like
big
it was
deal,
like, how
right?
could you take this away? So, anyways, so as I start going through my storm personally, I start watching our local church online.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm.
And I'm like, man, every message was to me.
Right.
And my kids are running around the backyard. I'm crying, sitting there watching.
Going
And
through
because
it.
I'm watching them, I'm watching this. And it's
Mm.
like, how are you talking to me?
To me.
Right.
Every message. So every Sunday, I just tuned in again. And I was like, wow, this is where I have to be. Like, I
Wow.
have to be in this life. I'm like, I have missed so much, but I didn't realize that I missed it because I was bitter,
Right.
Mhm.
I guess is the better way
Yeah.
to
Going
say
through the
it.
motions.
That's
Yeah. And it changes a lot when you realize how good this world is and all the good that God can do.
Right.
And when you clear your mind of the negativity and the bad,
Right.
all the good that you find out of it.
Yep.
Mm.
Like my kids were healthier. I was healthier. Still going through my
Well,
divorce and
yeah,
all the
right.
above. But it was like, oh no, there's a better outlook. There's a better life. There's a better everything.
Mhm.
So then my kids, I put them in a school, which was like a home daycare. It really wasn't the
Oh,
best
yeah.
thing that you could do. But it was
Well,
financially better.
You got to do what you got to do.
trying to do all
People
these
got to do what
things.
you got to do sometimes. It's hard out there. You know? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
very true.
Yeah.
So long story short, an incident happened at the school that
Right.
was just like, man, my kids cannot be in this place. Like they're
Right.
questioning my kids. This is horrific. You know,
Right.
they're babies. They have questions. They want to learn. And all of a sudden I called this little school that I pass every day.
And what's the name of that school?
Gardens Learning Center.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to call. That's where my kids are going to go. Now, that is a God thing to me
Right. Yeah.
because I called that school probably months prior, got their price, was like, nah, man, this isn't going to work for us. And let's try them, the financial way. And it was not happening.
Didn't make sense. Right.
So I go in the next day, I get a tour. I actually meet Eddy's sister, which I had no idea who Eddy was.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, this is for me. This is where we're supposed to be.
Right.
So I enroll them in school, and then casually every day I walk in, I see this
You see light eyes.
handsome face.
Little light eyes.
Hey, now.
Looking back. Got
I'm
that
like,
voice.
Who's that?
Hey, drop your kids off.
Okay,
Hey.
yeah. So let's talk about that. The first time you saw him. Let's talk about the first time you saw him. What was your reaction?